Hello, internet humans. I went upstairs to go search for stuff because I was going to study Hindi with my flashcards, and then I was like, man, I really wish I was still working on my old language game. And then I started writing about my language game, and then I was like, I wonder where my old notebooks are. So I went to the attic, and I was like, I should clean up while I'm up here. So I brought up a garbage bag, and I cleaned up some stuff, and I eventually found these notebooks. So I got work to do, but it's not super urgent, so I kind of slacked off. But I thought I'd look at some of these old notebooks. So I got my old Finn and Kit notebook, or Fantasio Di Esperanto, which are both on the Android store and very old. Though I did remake Finn and Kit in 2016, but never finished it. I tried to make a new version of Language Arcade, I had different names for it. I've tried to start this project again multiple times, and it's a project I am in love with, and I like it. I just get analysis paralysis, and I start it, and I make like a repository for it, and then nothing ever happens. And then here's the gift grab Christmas quandary notebook. So, I mean, these are games that have been released in some form. I mean, these are both on the Google Play Marketplace. This has a demo on Google Play Marketplace of like the old version, and then I wrote a version in C++, which completely works. I just never got around to making levels for it, so there's like a really nice level editor. And there's menus. All of this stuff is set up for like the first world to be implemented. I just never got around to doing it. I should really do that one of these days. But really, the reason I went up there is for this notebook, because I was thinking, like, of all the things I want to work on, it would probably be my language learning game, or, like, redo something with it. So, I don't know. Let's look through some of these notebooks and, I don't know, enjoy the sketches, and I'll maybe cut in some clips of the actual games so that you can compare. So first let's look at Finn and Kit, because that kind of had the most going for it. So we'll kind of skip over just the lists and stuff, but here's some sketchies. I guess I thought maybe of having maybe levels with a shmup style and not just the juggle style. The main menus, I would always sketch out menus on paper before actually implementing them. I do have like a wireframing tool, but I just liked writing or drawing on paper first. So I was trying to come up with kind of a style and trying to figure out how to structure the user interface for the map editor, because I wanted it to be able to be playable on a tablet as well. This is Intermission, a different game idea. I miss Rose, a game. Well, Rose has moved back to Kansas City, so I don't miss Rose as much, but I always want to see her, because I love my sister. Okay, so here's like, what should the buttons look like so that they communicate what they do properly? Or how does, once like you put a bucket in the level, should I show like a plus minus button to just let you zoom it in or zoom it out? What should the main menu look like? More ideas. Trying to figure out movement patterns, which I eventually made this programmable and not just stuck to like buckets only move this way or that way, so you could actually set it in the editor. Sketches of enemies and obstacles or trinkets that you can collect. Crab on a turtle. Button ideas for how you set the movement patterns of your enemies and trinkets. More design once I decided to just put it all in a sidebar. Trying to set what the level select would look like that was boring. Maybe setting the world where you just scroll between the worlds and choose it that way. Star style, menu select, beach style. This is kind of more what I went with. Idea for the cutscene, kind of a storyboard. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. And then let's look at Gift Grab, because that's another game that is more done than all my other games. So I was trying to think of how to kind of reskin it. So this is a game that I originally did for somebody else, and they decided not to publish it, so I bought the rights back to it. So I was thinking maybe puppets, but then I thought that would be kind of hard to animate. Different styles, maybe dolls. Oh, also me at a desk job working as a software developer. Let's see, this is 2015. I don't remember where I was working. I was thinking maybe Christmas style, because I love like holiday themed shareware, and I like alliteration. Trying to come up with ideas for clothes for the characters so you can like unlock different clothes with the in-game currency. Menu style. Figuring out where to put ads in the game so it doesn't get really annoying. That was really all I had. But here's a dinosaur on roller skates. Roller beasts. I forgot that I had also put roller beasts in this notebook, which is something that didn't really get done very much. I kind of prototyped a little bit, and then I didn't do anything else, so here's the sketches. How to handle ramps. Okay, let's look at Fantasio Di Esperanto. So it is basically flashcards, but in a more stylized game form. So, and each category would have different styles of games. So this looks like is probably after the initial release, and I was trying to think up more mini games. So I don't know, recipes. So you put food into a bowl to kind of like learn the food names. Maybe somebody's shopping and you learn clothes names by helping them shop. Here's like the really early version of the mining minigame, which I did prototype. Virtual pets, so you'd have an animal and like toys and pet related stuff to learn. I was thinking of having different difficulty levels that you'd select. I was trying to figure out how to order it in a, phone window to look decent. Here's me also wanting to leave work, and me also still wanting to leave work. also me. Different ideas for a new style. I was thinking of naming it something else so that in any language you'd look this part up and then it would be like Language Arcade in English or Lingvo blah 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 in Esperanto, whatever. Here's the minor mini game that I prototyped. I was trying to figure out what would be a good method of movement, so I was thinking of just putting arrows around the character and then you tap on it. But then that was annoying because then you'd have to like, oh, now it's over here. Tap the down button again. Oh, now it's down here. Tap this button again. So I did test it out that way, but I didn't keep to that. I had a better design after a while. So I was thinking of all of these games for my language game so that you would be able to do different sort of things, and then maybe have like a free demo app and then have like a full version app where you'd get more games. And a pet mini game idea. Oh, a character builder. I have some more of this in my other thing, because I guess I was writing 2 different language games, one on PC and one for like mobile. character creation. I always like doing character creation stuff. More sketches for mini games. I want cheese! And then you choose cheese out of whatever one of those have. Figuring out word categories and kind of gameplay, phrases, grammar, things to implement. Is that a virtual pet or a virtual baby? Bestoi, vestoi, coloroi, mangiajoi, nombroi. So animals, clothes, colors, food, numbers. These were actually all implemented in the original Fantasio Di Esperanto. And here's another different title screen and a main menu mock-up. And then, oh, I think this is later on. So these were like 2015. And then I was going to remake it again, but with RenPy and try to do it that way. But that was not long-lived. And yeah. So I'll show you the other language game now. So this is the notebook I'll be using because there's a lot of blank pages. But I thought of, I guess I wanted to make kind of a stripped down language arcade game like Fantasio Di Esperanto originally was, and I wanted to make more of a life sim type of game with other mini games in it. So I guess I just kind of like split up my design thoughts through that. So I did create a character creator, and you'd be able to set like skin, face, hair, colors, and pronouns. And so here's just more ideas for sketchies, what you're gonna wear, things you can wear if you want. I was trying to design the island, so it was called Rayto Language Fantasy or whatever, because this is Raytown in Missouri. But Raytown itself doesn't make for a very good island shape. What should the sprites look like? What should the main menu look like? What should the windows look like? Oh, and I even printed out some pictures for reference. So there's the main menu I had. You would select what you're learning. You'd create a character and set pronouns. So eventually I thought about making it menu-based also, just to like not give myself analysis paralysis, but even that didn't get super far. Chose wrong, chose right. The cat is teaching, oh, this would be like if I had a different writing system that you were learning. So for example, Hindi, and then it would teach you that way. I actually don't have a lot of pages of that. I thought I had more, but I guess I can start writing from this page and hope that I don't just abandon it. I haven't really felt like doing any game programming in a while, so I guess we'll see. So that was a bunch of old projects. Also, you can see screenshots over here. Actually, this one's the minor mini game from the Language Fantasy one. Here's Gift Grab. Here's Finn and Kit. The rest of these are visual novels. I miss working on the visual novels too. Those were so much fun. Not so much the one that I was programming. It was fun to have, I guess, my interns, but they were like friends who were working on the code. So I taught them how to just use basic RenPy. And then for some of them, I did the art for it. So it was a lot of fun just doing environment art and silly character art, and I miss that, but I like have such a hard time keeping up with long-term projects anymore. It's so hard. I tried to brush my hair earlier, but I don't. It looks bad, but you know what? It's a plague year. My hair is like a mess anyway, so whatever. I keep finding myself wanting to work on just some sort of video game. like, as I'm playing games, I have, like, a desire to do different little mechanics, but I don't have an overall idea or style or theme I want to go with. So even trying to think of tiny games to make, I just can't think of anything. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm out of practice and have that inertia. That's what I'm going to blame. Because I feel like the more I do of certain type of project, the better I get at thinking of ideas for it. So I just haven't really, not since the beginning of 2019, I think, haven't really worked on any games. Well, I guess I worked on Linxion, but I wasn't super in love with that one anyway. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to even do. Like, if I sat down and was like, I'm going to write a game in one day, what can I make in one day? I don't even know what I would make. Maybe I'll make a video about being an old game developer who has no ideas and doesn't know how to deal with, like, analysis paralysis and lack of inspiration. I'm inspired for other projects, just, like, game development is, like, just a bleh fuzz. I don't know. So, yeah, I have also pictures of original Linxion, Rarinth, and Fennenkit again right there. And a painting of a fat moose eating ice cream. That's the life.